Hello there, Gemini and Gemini Rising. This is going to be your July 2015 forecast for the month of July. What I'm going to go ahead and do here is cut these cards and put them in quarters. It's going to be 2 quarters here, 2 quarters here, 2 quarters here, 2 quarters here for you. And then afterwards, we're going to kind of see what's going on in terms of your month and what's really going to happen in terms of your, your everyday and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to start by just cutting these cards and seeing if any of them want to come out here, okay? None of them really want to come out to play. I guess we'll just take them off the top of the deck. But I really wanted to see what's really wanting to come out for you this month, Gemini, because it feels like there's going to be quite a strong month for you. Oh, well, there's a card right there. So let's see if any more going on here. Let's see. We've got this card. Oh, this card, and, well, those cards. Alrighty, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and just, yeah, that's what wants to happen for you, Gemini. So let's see what's going on in terms of your month for the month of July, okay? The first card here is the Knight of Wands. This is passion. This is fire being lit up underneath your feet. I see this card as being a very, very strong beginning to your month, and I see it being able to make it go forward at quite a fast pace. I see this as being able to be tied with every one of these other cards. It's just saying that be prepared, Gemini, because this month is going to be filled with passion for you, filled with fire, and things are going to be able to get done in a much better rate. If you're worried that things aren't going the way that they should right now, and things aren't kind of following in the plans in the past that you would like to go, or not getting finished fast enough, realize that in terms of this first quarter of the month, you can put the steps into that are necessary to get them finished, but I'm really seeing that they are going to get finished very, very quickly for you. That is what I see in terms of the first quarter of this month. But see, this Eight of the Swords that comes out of here is talking a little bit about the only thing that's stopping this fire and this passion and this flame going forward and this extreme power behind whatever in the world it is you're wanting to get done this month. I see this as being a situation where you're kind of in a little bit of a rut whenever you're trying to think about it. I see this as being a situation where if you just allow your mind to kind of be unlocked and don't allow yourself to think any negative or bad decisions, don't allow yourself to think that you're making any negative or bad decisions, you'll be able to go very, very far this month. I see this flame and fire right next to this web, saying that the only thing stopping yourself is the idea that you cannot get things done. I see this as being a situation where in the first quarter of the month, you've got to get yourself up out of the web, Gemini, if you're inside of one. And if you don't really even know that you're inside of one, just do the steps necessary in any ways and get yourself out of this fake web that you don't even know you're in. I see this as being a situation where the flames and the fire really wants to go forward. And the only thing stopping it are any type of situation that's kind of keeping you kind of in a rut or keeping you stuck. Get out of sticky situations this month, Gemini, because if you do, you'll see that things will go very, very fast, very, very quickly, and you'll be able to experience things in a much better and faster rate. I see this as being a situation where you're going to be able to make it, you're going to be able to get it, and all you've really got to do is just start in terms of this first quarter of the month. Start making the plans to get there. I see this Knight of Wands as being somebody that really wants to go really far, really fast, and doesn't really have a lot of time to sit around and not do anything. But then the Eight of the Swords is kind of the opposite, where it's a situation where you're kind of in a rut, you're kind of stuck. So these two cards do not want to be next to each other. So it's your decision whether you're going to go very quickly and stick with this Knight of Wands, or if you're going to be the Eight of Swords and sit around and not do anything. That is something that I would not say to do, obviously, Gemini, but the choice is up to you is what I'm seeing. And in terms of this Knight of Wands here, he really, really wants to go fast, and he wants you to be with him, okay? He wants you to be I guess he wants you to be his horse, or he's your horse. He wants you to be up on him. I don't know. But what I really see here in terms of this first month, Gemini, you have got to go very, very quickly, okay? I see that if you have any plans that you need to be making, make them quickly and go with them, okay? This next card here is the Seven of Swords. Now, this is kind of right next to the Eight of Swords, okay? And it's talking a little bit about having another chance to go back and fix something that was broken in the past. I see this as being exactly that. This card is talking a little bit about kind of going back and like getting something, and to me, it could even mean sly or trickery, but I don't really see this. I actually see this Seven of Swords being a situation where you're going to be able to go back and get something that you left behind. find, or get something that once you thought was broken, something that you realized that you thought was gone but was there the whole time. I see this as a situation where you can really honestly go and obtain something that you didn't think you could obtain, that you thought was lost forever, that you thought was sealed behind this window and that you could never break inside. I see this as being a chance for you to be able to, if you have an ex, retrieve that ex, or if it's anything that you feel like you have left behind was gone forever, if it's a family situation, if it's a work situation, if you felt like you couldn't do it, that it could never happen again, but you really want it to, the second quarter of the month is the time for you to go for it. It's the time for you to make those choices, go through this window, and find out that it's still right there and you can really salvage it. I see this as being directly connected to this, which is where you could really get a lot done this month, Gemini, as long as you just open up that window and go for it, and go forward, and receive it, and grab it. Grab life by the horns, and grab these two swords because they are yours, okay? That's what I'm really seeing in terms of this, okay? Now, this Queen of Cups is talking about a bit of emotions getting involved here. So, like I said about this ex situation, or about a situation that that might have your emotions in tandem with it that you thought was gone forever. The Queen of Cups here is trying to tell you that, hey, this is a really big chance for you to refill your emotions. This is a really big chance for you to be able to really actually grab something and get it and receive it and do it and have it. That is what the Queen of Cups wants to tell you. It wants to tell you that you can truly have this. You can truly receive it. And all you have to do now is just walk outside that door and get it and do it and have it and love it. Okay? This Queen of Cups is talking about that really honestly, this is the time for your emotions to be involved, but in a good way. Make sure that your emotions are getting refreshed and make sure this cycle is completed. A cycle could be something where if somebody leaves you, now you have gone through all of that pain and torment. You've hurt so much. But now that you have gotten back together with them in terms of this month or even in the second quarter, now it's time to put that cycle to a close and not allow any of those negative emotions that have happened in this entire circle from the leaving to getting back together affect you anymore in any way. That is a message for some of you. Make sure that that is not happening in terms of your life this month, because the Queen of Cups is talking all about having this situation where you are going to be able to complete a cycle with your emotions. Get back and get it. If you thought it was gone, it's not gone, okay? That is something that's very important for some of you this month. Now the next here is the World. So there we go. So see, so you may have potentially thought that there was something that was gone or something that potentially was not there in terms of before, but now you're seeing that it really was. The World card means anything can happen here, and this is talking about all of your choices in terms of the first quarter of the month. Are you going to sit in this rut? Are you going to be stuck? Or are you going to go for it? Are you going to go hog wild, and are you just going to keep going forward? Are you going to keep it going, and are you going to keep going strong? That is what I'm seeing. And the World coming out in terms of this quarter of the month is talking about how the third quarter of the month, some of you may be getting back together, some of you may have been finding these things that you thought were lost but aren't. And honest to goodness, if you found it, hey, leave a comment below. I would love to hear about it, because this is something that is a very life-changing event. Because the World comes out, this is a huge card for you. And it's talking about anything being able to happen, a whole new world. Things that could potentially fall into place that you never thought could be in your world. And now it is. And the third quarter of the month is the time for you to start putting these things and these choices into causality to cause these things to happen for the fullest extent. And this world is all about that. This world is all about you receiving and you having and you getting and you loving and you having it. You are now having it. And it's right underneath this fire, this passion. I see this as being directly connected to it. The more passion you have this month, Gemini, the quicker you are to cleansing your world and cleansing your emotions and getting something that you once thought you couldn't have, okay? And that could be for a lot of different things. It's just getting something that you thought you never had, or getting something that you thought you couldn't have anymore. That is what I see for you. And this card right here, now this is a mastery card. This is a card talking about you being able to master. Now what are you mastering? Your world. You're now being able to start actually mastering things that you haven't thought of, things that you haven't thought you've been able to master before. And right here, right next to it, it's just talking these huge amounts about this third quarter of the month, being able to receive it now, being able to have it, being able to grasp it in your hands and go for the gold and go for it and have have it. That is what I see for you. And this World card is such an important card. It means so much for you. And in terms of this this Eight of Coins, it's talking about you really being able to grab those coins and have them in your hands. And I don't know what that means, but it could be, well, I guess it means money, because what really this is a huge deal is that it's talking about mastering your world and having the choice to be able to do so, having the chance to be able to do so. And this is all tied together. And I really like how these readings really like being tied together for me. But I really enjoy the fact that your passion to get out of this rut here is going to get you so far this month, Gemini. Just go for it this July. Do not allow anything to stop you or slow you down, because this is the time for you to go forward very quickly, very fast, and very just full of it. Just go for it this month, Gemini. And wow, this card actually flew out of the deck while I was talking to you. This card is talking all about your dreams coming true, your memories being real, the things that you once, whenever you were a child, that you were thinking of and you were saying, wow, can I have this? Now they're finally coming into view. And this is right in the middle of your reading, okay? So it's talking about a chance for you to really have something you've really wanted for a long time. Some of you, that's an ex coming back. Make those choices. Go make those chances. Do it, because this is the month for you to do that. This is the month, to me, it's talking about mostly, if not all, if you have something that you want that you thought you couldn't have or that you thought was lost forever, this is the month to start working on getting it back, because you can get it back if you start here and you keep it going. If you start here and you keep it going. If you start here and you keep it going. There's so many chances for you this month. And it's talking about right here, talking about this happiness, this great feeling of you being able to truly have exactly what you like and having what you really wanted for a very long time. Now coming up into here, the Eight of Wands is talking about a whole lot of things being in the air now, which is a really neat feeling. It's a feeling of being able to experience things that are very high up, that are very from a top-down view. Being able to see things from a different perspective is what I'm getting for you. But the Eight of Wands is kind of talking about this feeling of upliftment. And I see that as being these wands kind of being now in the air. They used to be down below. They used to be kind of tethered down in the ground. But now that you have made these decisions and doing things now things are up in the air, and now things can fall wherever you wish them to. I see the Eight of Wands as being a situation where you could really put your wands back down now in a place that is suiting to you, in a place that has a better place, a better point, a better guide, a better thing. A better place, there we go, a better place to land your wands. So you may have had all this foundation and all these different things in here before, right here, but now that you have made all these different choices, you can move them now. You can move your ideas, you can move your foundations, you can move your life around that to where it better suits you and to where it's more suitable. And that's a really beautiful thing, because the Eight of Wands is talking all about that. It's talking about love, it's talking about wonderfulness. I mean, this is what's coming to me. And it's talking about this kind of feeling of you being able to go from somewhere that may have been kind of stuck in a rut, but being able to go somewhere else that is kind of brand new, that is kind of sparkling. And I see it being in the clouds. It all depends on your ability to really make it happen this month, and to actually go and put the intention and go back and go for it and receive it, okay? This next card here is the Four of Coins. Now the Four of Coins is talking all about this situation where now that you have got this, now that you have, you know, for some of you, whenever you receive this X, whenever you receive this thing once lost, whenever you're going for something that you once thought you couldn't have anymore, now you're going and it's there and it's doing it and it's all okay and dandy. Now it's time to do the things to hold on to it. This is talking about that now that your wands have landed in the place that you've wanted them to, now that you have done this, now that you've done this fairy tale dream that you've thought of, now it's time to hold on to it. Now it's time to make sure that it keeps and sticks right there where it is, because that's what's really wanting to happen for you. In terms of the Four of Coins, that is what really wants to, that's what you really want always. You want this Four of Coins here to be a situation where you're really blossoming and you're really blooming and you're happy and you're having fun. That is what you want. And this Four of Coins is such a gorgeous coin, or it's just a gorgeous card to have at the end of your reading, because it's talking about here at the start, You're having the passion to go forward. And this dream, this vision, this memory, this thought, this forethought that you have, it can really become reality by the end of the month. And all you have to do at the end of the month is realize that now it's time to start holding on to it, getting control of it, and keep it there for you. Make sure you're doing the things that make sure that that thing that once was lost is now back in terms of your hands, and back in your hands forever. That is what I see for you this month, and it's a beautiful, beautiful reading, because the world in the Eight of Coins here is talking all about your ability to master it, your ability to go for it, your ability to receive it, and your ability to have an outlook on the world and understand exactly what's going on for you, okay? I think this was an absolutely wonderful reading, and I'm really, really happy I've been able to do this for you. I'm Kristen Vadik here, and I also do private readings. I can do a 60-minute Skype session reading where we're face-to-face over Skype. You know, we're talking it up and things like that. That is only $75. I can also do a 30-minute Skype session reading, and that is $50. I can also do this little thing right here, which is kind of like a YouTube video reading, and that is only $35 for you. And I love doing those readings. I mean, you don't even know. It is so much fun to sit there and experience, you know, these wonderful visions and these wonderful things coming to me whenever I'm talking to my clients. So it's wonderful, and it's super duper cool. But anyways, yes, I have absolutely loved doing this, and thank you so much for your likes and your comments and your subscribes. You can also get in contact with me at kristenvadik@yahoo.com or at kristenvadik.com. That's my website. And I absolutely love doing this, and thank you guys so much, Gemini and Gemini Rising, for being in touch with me and being in contact with me and watching these videos, because it is all for you, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.